Anyway, folks, greetings and welcome back. Great to have you. Rush Limbaugh here on the fastest 3 hours in media, 800-282-2882 if you want to be on the program. I think that there is a dark horse in this entire thing. And I think there is one candidate who is positioned here. Now, I know it's getting late. Trump has had the lead for 100 days here or more. Well, he's been in the lead ever since he got in. And there are now fewer days to Iowa than he has been in the lead. I mean, he's over the hump in that regard. But there's still a long way to go. It's politics. Any number of unforeseen, unpredictable events are potentially out there. And there has been somebody trucking along here, steady Eddie, that has continued to be who he is and continues to lay down foundational markers for himself, and that's Ted Cruz. And I think Ted Cruz is positioned, I wouldn't say ideally. I mean, I'm sure Cruz would love to be in the top 2, top 3 here. But of all the others in the race, you take Trump and Carson here, and they're at number 1 and 2. Carson's pulled ahead of Trump even in Iowa now in 2 polls. But overall, Trump leads, and his lead continues to expand. But what if it doesn't? What if something happens? We're not shut out here. We still have somebody in our roster who opposes every bit of the Democrat agenda, perhaps more than anybody else in the race, and that's Cruz. I mean, Cruz does not have in his record any statement like Trump does of having supported certain things that Democrats have done. Cruz is inarguably thoroughbred conservative. And I think the more I read about the millennials, by the way, and I've got some stuff about them in the stack today, the more I read about millennials and where they are attitudinally, politically, socially, economically, Cruz is somebody I think has a great opportunity to connect with them. In fact, before we get to the Trump soundbites, let me find this little thing on the millennials. I put it, here it is. Survey, millennials around the world worry most about economic inequality. Now, this is typical of young people, young generations. They see injustice and unfairness and inequality out there, and they want to right it. They want to correct it. And there's all kind. When you have half of the country making, this is unbelievable. 51% of the country making under $30,000 a year. That just cannot stand. We will not have a standard economy with that kind of reality. We just won't. The website here is USA Today, and the survey comes from the World Economic Forum. They released it yesterday. Millennials around the world worry most about social and economic equality. They remain skeptical of government and the media. And they think that Elon Musk of Tesla is their hero. He's one of their heroes. This survey of more than 1,000 young people between 20 and 30 from 125 countries who are all active in the World Economic Forum Global Shapers community. That's a left-wing bunch here. The World Economic Forum is an establishment left-wing bunch, understand. But they still went out and they talked to these millennials all over the world, 125 different countries. The average age was 28. The results were released at the beginning of a 3-day World Economic Forum conference in Abu Dhabi, which is the capital of the United Arab Emirates. It's right down the road from Dubai. The survey showed that 65% of the millennials said that one of their top 3 goals in selecting a job was to make a difference in society, their city or country. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course they want it. And they want to right wrongs. They want to correct social injustice wherever they see it. And when Ted Cruz gets going, that's ultimately what he's all about. He's all about everybody being the best they can be using their natural. I mean, he is conservative top to bottom, through and through, no matter how you slice it, left, right, up, down. They are looking for an opportunity to learn, followed by career advancement. More than 9 out of 10 said they'd be willing to relocate to advance their career. That is the number one obstacle most people put in their own way. Their unwillingness to move. That's why I've always said that most of the obstacles people face in life are self-imposed. And the number one obstacle is the unwillingness to move. If you live in a place, let's say you want to be a brain surgeon and you live in a place where there's not a hospital, you're going to have to move. If you want to get big in media and you live in Peoria, you're going to have to move. And a lot of people don't want to move. The comfort level of being at home, friends, family, all that, it's a big obstacle. People get past that, and if 9 out of these 10 millennials say that they would be willing to relocate in order to advance their career, that's a big deal. Anyway, there's just a long way to go here. And the Republican establishment has made it clear they are not interested in a conservative nominee. The Republican establishment has made it clear that the role of conservatives in this primary is to once again split the vote and split the money. It was the money, don't forget. It was the money that was going to save Jeb. Or, if not Jeb, the next chosen establishment candidate. And the money, the ads, are not working. The ads simply are not overcoming. And they always have the opposition to some of these candidates. There's sheer panic out there.